Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode 67 of the Home Front. Hope you guys are doing good this evening. Please be sure to say something. Let me know that you're on so I can say hi and give you a special shout out. Happy Monday. Glad you guys could join me again today. In case this is your first time watching, I come to you guys about a little bit of real estate information. Hopefully it helps. Every day, more like Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock. Hey David, what's going on? Hey Charles, thank you for joining. Today I'm going to talk about 5 simple questions, or maybe a few more, that you should be able to ask your real estate agent. And they should have an answer that you like. Because when you're working, I'm going to move the camera a little bit, guys. Because when you're getting ready to hire a real estate agent, you want to make sure that they fit you. They fit your personality, they fit what you're looking for, because they may be good, but they may not have a style that works best for you. Hey Cheryl and Michael, thanks for joining me this evening. Hopefully you guys find a little bit of value. And I just ask that if you find value in what I'm saying, if you could share this out, because you never know who could be looking for this information. So welcome to the Home Front if this is your first time watching. And I'll give you guys a little bit of update about this weekend. I've been telling you for a little while about this one deal that I'm working on, and we submitted on our home inspection addendum. We submitted a lot more requests than normal, than the normal that I would have asked. Thank you, Mario, for sharing. Hope you have a good evening, and thanks for jumping on here tonight. So the home inspection addendum that I came back with, now, like I said before, if you guys have been following this, there was a few extra things that were, I would say more than usual that we needed to be fixed, and they came back and pretty much agreed to everything. So that is awesome. Thank you for the likes and the love. Really appreciate it. What we did with this particular case for the transaction is there were a lot of defects that came back, and possibly getting the roof replaced. They didn't necessarily agree to replacing the roof, but what they did say is that they'll have it evaluated, and if the contractor suggests that they do it and then the homeowner agrees, then they'll move forward with it, because it's an older roof. So my buyer was really concerned about the age of it. So I tried to word it in a way that worked for them, asking for the roof replacement, but yet seeking out, if they decide not to move forward with it, we at least want to get the repairs done. Thank you, Mario. And hey, Do It, thank you for joining. Yeah, I tried to word it in a way that made my buyer comfortable, but yet we didn't want to, make the seller mad either. So he came back with, we're going to do everything we can to get the house in good condition for your buyers. So really happy about that, and I know he was really happy about it as well. And that's the home inspection addendum I've been working on for, I feel like, forever. Dealing with multiple multi-personalities. Do It. No, I'm working on a deal that's under contract that we were in the home inspection process, and it took a little bit of extra time because one of the utilities were cut off when we did the home inspection, so that gave us a little extra time. And what I did was I sent a roofing guy out to the house because it's vacant, so I sent a roofer out there to just give me an idea of what it would cost, and that way it gave my buyer a little bit more warm and fuzzy on if they don't replace the roof, because a lot of times you'll hear agents say they're not going to replace the roof if it doesn't actually need the roof replaced. Just because it's old, it doesn't necessarily need to be done. So, sellers could tell you to pound sand, but you said you guess you're blocked. Why are you blocked? I don't know. Let me know what you mean by that. I'm not really sure what you mean by blocked. But so they agreed to it somewhat. They just said they were going to have it evaluated, and if they needed to be replaced, it would be replaced if they agreed to it, because obviously it's a cost issue. So tonight we're going to talk about questions that you should be able to ask. It's the article that I have pulled up, because I always have an article, kind of like my notes. 5 simple questions every realtor should be able to answer. And I agree, maybe I don't necessarily agree with some of their answers, but it's important for the personality of your real estate agent that you're hiring to fit your personality as well. Hey Greg, what's going on? Thank you, Mario. It says, why do you want to be my realtor? And the question, or the answer they gave is, it says pretty simple, but you might be surprised at the kinds of answers you get on this. It says, because I want to help you find the home of your dreams could be one, and other ones could be, say, because I'm looking for new business. So yeah, you could say some of those. I mean, my thing is just be honest. If you enjoy what you're doing, that's going to show through. I enjoy helping people. So I don't have necessarily one niche market that I work in. I have certain things that I've helped people with more. Like I would say first-time home buyers, I've helped a lot more. But I also help renters looking for homes. My thing is I try to help people. It's an amazing stress on people when they're renting or when they're buying, they're excited. So I'm just trying to help people meet their goals. And that's my answer. Thank you, DJ, for sharing. Always appreciate that. It says, beware of anyone who feeds you a sugar-coated answer. If someone can't be real with you in this simple conversation, will they be able to challenge your thinking and help you grow as an investor? This is coming from an investment standpoint, by the way. How to find an investor-friendly realtor. And again, one of the questions that you ask is, have they worked with investors? Because if you haven't worked with investors, you don't necessarily know what they're looking for. If you're not an investor or you don't know what a good deal for an investor is, it's going to be hard. So I tell people I have worked with investors. I too, and I'm a beginning investor, so I know what I'm looking for. But there are a lot of different ways to determine if a deal is good. So you've got to find out their goals. If they're investing to rent it out and hold it, or if they're investing to flip. Those are important questions. But all in all, just be honest. And if you don't have the experience, you can also say, I don't have the experience with investors, but if you're willing to give me a chance, I'd like to learn. I mean, there are different answers that I'm thinking you could give if you're the realtor that's answering the question. But again, as coming from the buyer perspective, you want to find someone who can help you meet your goals. So a newer person might not know the questions to ask. They might not know exactly how to locate the deal. I personally am always looking, so if I find a deal that's an off-market deal, I have investors that I can reach out to and give them that deal. Wholesalers or people that are looking to flip. And that's a good point, Mario. Just give them a peace of mind by being honest. People can tell when you are just looking to make a sale. The second question is, this past year, how many properties did you sell as a seller's agent? And I think that's important to remember, because the perspective that you're coming from, if you've done more listings than you have buyers, you know how to deal with them. I used to think, what difference does it make? But it does make a difference, because you know how to communicate with a seller. You know what they want to hear. You have to ask them, what is your most important thing about when you hire a real estate agent? And a lot of them will say communication. You definitely are, yeah. Thank you. Yes, I like to think of myself as real estate investor friendly, for sure. But as a seller's agent, I communicate with you. I give you a day of the week. I'll tell you that I'll communicate with you on Monday if that works for you. I'll tell you about all your, any of the showings that you've had, what we're doing. But I tend to be a more frequent communicator. So if somebody's coming by and I'm the one who's receiving the showing requests, I'll let you know. We have a showing, and then I try to get the feedback as soon as possible, because a lot of people want to know right away, and they don't necessarily want to wait for a week before they find out. Well, hello. Taz wants to join this evening. Hello. Hey, Kenrick, what's going on? But you want to find out, if you're selling, how many properties did the agent sell. That may be helpful, because if they're newer and they've never listed a property, you want to also find out their marketing techniques. Hello. You want to find out, are they a passive or they active marketer? I'm an active marketer, or someone that goes out looking for business. I don't just put it in the MLS and wait. Excuse me, sir. Get down. I will go out and do door knocking, or I will go out and do Facebook ads to try to attract people to to your listing. Because the more people that see it, it's all about numbers. Sales is all about numbers. Yes, hi doggy. He's silly. He decided to get up in the chair with me. So that's an important question. Number 3 is, this past year, how many transactions did you get involved with as the buyer's agent? It says, over the past few years, my primary use for realtors has not been to sell properties. I've been using them to find new buying opportunities. And when you're an investor, this is important. Again, you have to know where to find those deals for investors. You can't just look in the MLS. You have to know if you're an active person trying to find deals off market, because as an agent, we are trying to find all deals off market, people who haven't listed yet. So there's a lot of different ways that you would go about it, marketing to those people, and you've got to know how to find them. So that's an important thing to know. It says, if you're in acquisition mode and you're looking to find the best real estate deals in your area, it's important to know if your realtor is skilled at identifying good investment opportunities, not just any property. And I kind of mentioned that before about knowing what a good deal is. A good comp property doesn't necessarily mean it's the right investment opportunity for your particular investor. Hey Carlito, yes, wholesalers. I haven't done my first wholesale deal yet, but I am working on it. So I'm trying to dip into all the different pieces of investing to get experience. Self-taught, I used a lot of books and Bigger Pockets to help me learn. What percentage of your clients are investors versus owner-occupants? And this is good because, again, goes back to, if you're selling your house as an owner, you're going to have a different perspective than when you are an absentee owner, or you may have tenants in the property. It says most investors, absentee owners, have very different reasons for buying real estate than those who intend to live in the property they're buying. If you're approaching this like a business as an investor, it's important for your realtor to understand the motivations, because when they understand how the investor thinks, they can cater to your needs much more. To me, that's just, going back to what I said before about knowing what a good deal is and knowing what their goals are, what the investor's goals are. You have to know where they're going to determine if that deal is going to work for them. You can throw a bunch of properties at them, but if they're planning to flip it and you're getting it in the deal as it's listed too high, that's not going to be a good deal for that person. So you have to know their motivations. You have to know what their goals are in order to determine if that deal is a good deal for them. It says, example 1, when my wife and I bought our house, there were some very specific things we needed to see in the house we bought. Nice kitchen, cathedral ceilings, washer and dryer on the main floor. It says we were pretty particular in these kinds of luxuries we wanted to live with. That would be someone who's looking to buy the house to live in, obviously, not an investor. It says when I bought my first duplex, there were very specific things I needed to see in the property I bought. And these are great examples. High rental revenue, historical profitability, low vacancy rates, low property taxes. So as you can see, they are definitely different goals. You have a totally different mindset and you're looking for totally different things than when you're buying to live in it versus investing. And then number 5, what can you do for me that I won't find anywhere else? This says, with all realtors I come in contact with, it can get difficult to understand what makes one better than the other. I like this one. It says, generally speaking, they're all in business to do the same thing. This is true. We're all in business to make money. I mean, that's essentially what you start a business for. It says, this is a unique value proposition that one realtor can offer over the other. Are there any skills you should be looking for, or does it ultimately boil down to which realtors you like most? They give some examples. They aren't good at getting properties sold. They need help facilitating the closing process. They aren't good at marketing and advertising. I would say it's going to be the perfect person for you. You're hiring someone to work for you and to represent you. So make sure that their personality and experience match your goals. That's really it. If they have great experience but they don't communicate with you like you would prefer, that's going to be a problem. So you have to make sure their availability is there for you, and you have to make sure their personality works, because if they just annoy the shit out of you, they're not going to be the right realtor, and you're going to have a bad experience even if they do a good job. So make sure that the realtor is perfect for you. You're hiring someone, interview people, make sure their personality works. They're not over the top, they're honest with you, they know the market. Those are important things to look for. Carlito says, when buying a duplex, try to buy with a unit already rented a long time in a living tenant, plus you can use a portion. Yes, that's a very good point. When you're looking at buying duplexes or any type of multi-family units, look at something that's already rented. So it takes away from the costs, and you can, that's house hacking. House hacking 101. You can use a portion of that rental as your potential income. And you don't have to pay a mortgage if it's already rented. So very good point. Very good point. There's not too many. Thanks for joining, Rick. I appreciate it. And be sure to share this out, guys, if you find value in this stream. I really appreciate it. There's no bigger compliment than you guys sharing out the stream to people. Hey, Michael, what's going on? Thank you for joining. Tonight we were just talking about the important questions for that you should ask your real estate agent when you're hiring, depending on where you're coming from. If you're coming as a buyer that's going to live in the house, or if you're coming from the investor standpoint. It says, the article says, one size doesn't fit all. From my years in the business, I found that different realtors are great at doing different things. In the same way that you aren't great at everything, you shouldn't expect one realtor to be the solution to all life's problems. Very, very good points. And I agree. Worked with an elderly realtor that was terrible. She tried to sell me a house in an area where she was scared to walk to her car. Yeah, I mean, you have to have, again, you got to have the right realtor that fits you. So if she's an elderly realtor and she isn't comfortable in that neighborhood, that's going to be a problem, because safety is subjective, and if somebody feels that they're not safe in that neighborhood, it's going to have a hard time. I don't know why she would. Maybe she thought that neighborhood would work for you based on some of the things you said. I don't know. We're not allowed to give you our opinions of neighborhoods, though. I know that. We're not allowed to steer you towards or away, but I try not to make comments that would make you feel that I'd be scared in the neighborhood, because that can be seen as steering as well. So it is very key, but not just a good realtor that has experience, but somebody that works with your personality. Because like I said, they can annoy the shit out of you. I know I probably can, because I might over communicate with someone who doesn't want anything to do with the process. They just want you to sell their house and be done. And then once you get under contract, just let me know what's going on and I trust you. But I over communicate because I want to make sure that my sellers understand, or my buyers understand the process, and if they have any questions. So that's the key thing. Just hiring someone that fits your needs and that you are comfortable with. So thank you guys again for joining. If you have any questions or any topics you'd like me to talk about, please feel free to reach out to me and I will talk about them or expand on them on the show. I agree, Carlito. Over communication is better than under communication for sure. Because if you're out here wondering what's going on, then you're kind of going to be mad at me and you're going to think, what the hell is she doing and what am I paying her for? So I like to tell people more than they want to know sometimes, and then I'll say, if this is too much for you, I'll back off. But always give them the option and tell them, this is how I usually do things, and we'll find a way that works best for you. I'm flexible, and I tend to adjust to other people's communication styles, because that I got to give them the customer service that they want, and I'm trying to help you with my expertise. So that's what I try to do. Do you watch hockey? Michael says, do you watch hockey? No, I don't watch hockey. Is there a hockey game on now? Am I missing it? Your realtor should work for, exactly, your realtor should work for you. They are representing you, so you definitely want them to going above and beyond to give you, so you don't have to worry about what's going on. They should tell you more, communicating with you, find out the best ways of communication that work for you. If you want me to text you, I'll text you. If you want me to call you, I'll call you. And that's the way I do business. I try to adjust to what works for you. That's another good point. Carlito said, set the expectation from the beginning. Always, when you sit down for the first time, again, I don't answer the phone at midnight. I mean, I have answered the phone and made phone calls pretty late. If there's something urgent that comes up, I definitely will. But I tend to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, because I have had people text me at 1 o'clock in the morning. Actually, I've had people send me houses at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, what are you doing at 3 o'clock? You really expect me to respond? But I've gotten messages and messages and messages. People are up. They're excited. So keeping that in mind, I do respond, but maybe not at 3 o'clock in the morning. But thank you guys again for watching, and I will be back. I think we're bringing Girls Night back tomorrow. Not 100% on that yet, but I'm hoping. So we'll be doing 2 shows. Well, I'll be doing 2 shows. There'll be Girls Night Live, which is what we started with, and I'm excited to bring that one back, and then the home front. So I hope it's not breaking up for everybody, because I've had someone else say that it was breaking up. So guys, let me know if the feed was bad. I hope not. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks again.